Hello and welcome to the start of what I'm hoping to be a new series of videos, and before we get into the nitty-gritty details, I know what you're thinking. I'm starting with a part 14 series, and you're not gonna find the first 13 because I didn't have the knowledge and know-how to really do all of this information for the first 13. So with all of that in mind, I thought I would actually give you a rundown into one of the things I'm hoping to do to potentially set myself apart. I'm a very data-driven person, which is actually how I got into racing a few years ago. So I'm going to show you a couple of the things that I'm using that I think I can help to improve Williams. Now let's just quickly get myself over to another screen where I have a little presentation. And I'll tell you what happened within these first 13 rounds. And if it'll just change like that. And here we go. And, oh, this actually still has my logos in a couple places, but that's alright. We'll see how this goes. So, starting with car performance. Ooh, I am going to have to edit this because now it just looks so bad in the context of some of these other things. I've came up with this graph here as a good way of measuring all of the different categories, of course, with generic top speed and acceleration, cornering, with the DRS, the dirty air cornering, and then brake cooling and engine cooling. Now I've got the top of these charts always set to whoever has the maximum, and the bottom, or 0%, to whoever has the lowest. In this case, Williams is actually not doing too good. We are really only charted on the medium speed and engine cooling, with the only one below us being Aston Martin, of course, how most of the people have gone through their game saves. So we're facing a lot of the similar issues. I've come up with this little graph down here, as it's actually going to tell us estimated performance race to race and who's expected to do well, who's expected to do poorly. So as we're going into Belgium, it's expected to be a very, very poor race for us already. I think the big issue, of course, we're struggling with our top speed. We have the same issues, I'd say, compared to Williams, probably 2020. This car has a lot of drag, and it's really, really being held back. But you know what? It's the first season. This is a building year. I'm not really focused on winning this season, although I'll take you into the standings next, because we are actually not in last place, and I will show you who is. So if you look at the standings, you can see a very clear inclination of what has happened so far. Well, at least with the driver standings. I'll have the constructor standings probably just within the actual F1 Manager game. So, looking at the first rounds, it's very clear Ferrari got off to a very strong start with Leclerc and Sainz both having like podiums pretty regularly. And Sergio Perez has just been the absolute master of consistency. That's how he's gotten to the top. Verstappen has been very good. He's won a lot of races, but he's also crashed in a lot of races, has been his problem. He crashed in Canada, crashed in Baku, he crashed in Miami. Actually, I'm trying to think if he crashed himself in Baku or not. I can't remember, but he did crash himself in Miami 100%. Anyways, it's been a hectic season for him, and the benefactor of it has been Sergio Perez. So, looking, of course, at Williams, who our races so far, it's been pretty standard. We've been bottom most of the races, except for Spain, where we made the one-stop strategy work, along with some real luck with the safety car on Alex Albon's expected lap. He was able to score points. And where is the other race? In Austria, I don't even remember what happened at that point. Alex Albon was just generally pretty consistent, had a good race, and made it work. Again, I think he might have done a one-stop strategy again, which was really the ultimate decider, and especially with pre-patch how a lot of the updates worked. We could have had a really good race in Canada, as you can see here. Those points are really spread out. Now, on pure performance alone, and luck with penalties and qualifying, about halfway through the race, I actually had Albon and Latifi running 4th and 5th, I believe. They got some luck from red flags and other drivers crashing out, of course, but they were ahead of both Ferraris. Let's look at Canada. Verstappen had a bad race. At one point, Albon was on a podium. They were 3rd and 4th, actually, I believe. Yes, Albon was on a podium, and Latifi was right behind him. But then Latifi pulled a Latifi. He crashed into the back of Alex Albon. Albon was then out of the race. Fortunately for Latifi's sake, this was right as there was a little bit of a transition. So, Latifi went into the pits to change his front wing, but at the same time he also went from intermediate tires back onto the slicks. Meanwhile, every other driver in the field stayed on intermediate tires because pre-patch, I guess, the AI wasn't smart enough to assume that was not going to happen. Latifi actually ended up taking the lead of the race for probably about 10-15 laps before, once again, the fact that it was Nicholas Latifi came into effect and he crashed himself out of the race. He didn't have, what's the word? Not fatal. That's not the right word for it. He didn't have race-ending damage, but at this point, it was enough to drop him back to the back of the field by a significant margin, so I retired the car. And what could have been an amazing race for Williams in Canada ended up being a double DNF. So that was really hurtful. I do have a screenshot of Latifi just sitting in first place with a huge lead on Carlos Sainz at one point. It was fantastic to watch. Anyways, I believe that is all I have for these little screens. I will update them and... Oh, actually, I need to explain this one up here. This is my little ranking system I have for scouting drivers. How do I get rid of that? I'm gonna get rid of that right there, that little logo, just so you can see this better. So clearly, you could make the argument that this is all subjective, and it absolutely 100% is subjective. But I came up with a lot of data and rankings to try and see who has had the best season, not necessarily reflective of the standings. I want it to be in comparison to the performance, comparison to their car, such as it elevated Alex Albon, and if they're getting absolutely wrecked by their teammates, it can lower them down. So we have their average qualifying position. I take the actual qualifying times and come out with a pace for them, because as you can see, like, Carlos Sainz has the best average qualifying, but the second best pace. And then positional average, where they finish the race in. Of course, I do not account for non-fault DNFs. So example, if they have a mechanical issue, which I don't think this game really has in place yet, or they get in an accident that wasn't their fault. Example, using the Canada example, Alex Albon, I did not penalize him or put him in 20th place because his teammate crashed into him. But if a driver is at fault for their accidents, it does heavily penalize their position for that race, which can lower their average. So that's why, for example, Max Verstappen has actually a pretty low average because he's had a few DNFs, which he's been at fault for. And then I have expected positions. So I actually calculate that out week to week based on how they've done, how the team's done throughout the season. So yeah, they're the team's seasonal qualifying, the team's race pace, and then I take all the practice sessions and to give them a performance expectancy for that race. So, of course, I take that expectancy, compare that to where they actually finished within the race to figure out who's doing good, who's doing bad. So, for example, there's quite a few times here where Ferrari was expected to do good, but Leclerc has finished ever so slightly behind that. That's not too bad, but of course you're seeing this big 60% here. You see, of course, the higher the expectations are the more it hurts when you don't meet them, kind of thing, which I feel is very similar to real life, which is to the same effect as if you don't expect much from Williams. Let's see, where is Albon? His expected position of 16.69, and he's average finish about 15th. That's about a 10% increase. That's actually not even the biggest gap there for an increase. That belongs to Daniel Ricciardo, which he got a podium in Canada. Yeah. So I think that's been his one really, really good race. That really probably lifted him up. So, as you see, these are just rankings, race pace. I'll take different times throughout each race, different sectors, etc., to come up with race pace for each driver. Any drivers, when they do have a DNF, I can compare them against their teammates in dry sessions to come up with an expected time. So that's why there isn't someone like completely far off from a gap, because otherwise, yeah, if someone missed a race, they could be 5 seconds below or above if it was a really long lap or a really short lap. And then the combined average of the race pace and the quali pace, which again is ranked and averaged. Their points total does have to come into effect of how they've done throughout the season. So that gets ranked versus their expected points, which again goes back to their expected positions. I just use the expected positions and change it to points. So if you actually look at the expected points, it should be a Ferrari 1-2 at the top of the standings, but they're in 3rd and 4th. So either they've been getting their strategies wrong, or their drivers have just been unlucky or not meeting expectations. So yeah, if I was taking these expected points, it'd be Leclerc or Sainz. They could be flip-flopped with Sergio Perez behind and then Max Verstappen. But instead we've got Perez leading and then Verstappen, because when he has finished the race, he's done really well, etc., etc. And then we just use the percentage of the points they have scored compared to the points they were expected to score to get a points differential, and that gets ranked. Then I take the position with their team, because, for example, if they're getting massively outperformed by their teammate or vice versa, it can influence your rank, kind of thing. And same goes for point scoring. So you see very, very, very clearly Lance Stroll and Nicholas Latifi, while they haven't expected to be good, the fact that let's see, where's Vettel? Vettel's only got 1 point, but it's enough to make a big, huge percentage difference. But I can probably see that their position difference is probably significantly different. Where's their expected position? Sorry, 18. Okay, that's the same position average of 17.8, 17.54. So actually, there hasn't been a huge difference between Vettel and Stroll. But I think the one thing that's really put Vettel above is his qualifying has been much better than Stroll. And as far as percentage goes, the second you take that 1 point to 0 points, that's a huge jump up. So that's probably a huge factor. So I've come up with, you can see the different color codings here. So to me, purple right now, championship contender, easily. Which, if you look at the points, yeah, right now Perez is the easy favorite for the championship. In green, we have drivers who are having not necessarily at the moment championship. Sorry, I just gotta see what that notification was. It is nothing. So yeah, might not necessarily be having a championship year, but they are still having a really great year. So within that list, we have Gasly, Alonso, Verstappen, Sainz, Bottas, Hamilton, and Leclerc. And so these guys in the white, I consider them to be midfield, not enough to be Not enough to be that if it was real life that they'd be looking to lose their seat, but not really having a good season by any means kind of thing. They're just kind of there. So within that list, I've got, let's see, George Russell, Lando Norris, Kevin Magnussen, Daniel Ricciardo, Esteban Ocon, Alexander Albon, and Guan Yu Zhou. These guys in yellow, these are the guys who I would say they should be watching their back a little bit. Not necessarily like absolutely get them out of their seat or anything like that, but they're kind of at risk. If these were my drivers, I'd potentially be looking to see if I could find a better fit kind of thing. In that quick list, I've got Vettel, Tsunoda, and Schumacher. And then these guys in red, to me, these guys should not have a seat in F1 right now. Now that's within this game. I don't have to necessarily mean real life. Granted, Latifi, of course, is losing his seat in real life, so that's tough. It's torn because I actually am Canadian, and both of these two happen to be the Canadian drivers in the field. But so Latifi right now, he's not looking at keeping his seat. I'm not going to be the guy who fires someone mid-season or do any of that stuff. I like to be very conservative, very data-driven, and as far as how money works and everything within this game, I don't really see a benefit to replacing Latifi mid-season within the first season. I'm not looking to perform well. Well, I'm not looking to perform bad either, but you know what? I don't have high expectations for Williams in Season 1 right now. So the fact that he's underperforming isn't really a major factor for me right now. It just isn't. There's nothing to gain, really. I have eyed up a couple replacements. Of course, I think many have done the same within theirs. Bottas has expressed interest in the team. I will look at him at the end of the season. If he costs too much, I will look at Pierre Gasly. If I can't get the negotiations done with Pierre Gasly, I am fully confident with the fact I have hired Théo Pourchaire as a reserve driver, and I've been developing him through FP1s to potentially replace Latifi. I'd honestly be comfortable with him replacing Latifi right now, but the cost of then having to buy out Latifi for the rest of the year, it's just not worth it and not much to gain. I'd rather continue pressuring Pourchaire potentially for next season, although if I find he's good enough for a seat next season within a different team, I would happily release him if he gets an opportunity elsewhere. So actually, I don't think I went truly over the performance factor of the cars. So if you can look through here, yes, I explained all the race performance and expectancies. So Ferrari actually have the best car overall, followed pretty closely by Red Bull. But then there's a very clear midfield. As of right now, based on my averages, Alfa Romeo actually has the third best car. And then AlphaTauri, oh, actually, I can see that those numbers are a little bit skewed. So that's Mercedes in third, AlphaTauri very closely in fourth, and AlphaTauri just ever so slightly behind. But as you can see, I've got some gaps. I haven't filled in all of my data yet. This is very time-consuming and actual number crunching to do all of that. But you know what? I will figure it out. So, I've been going on for 20 minutes just in this portion before I've actually really showed you the menu screen. So why not... Oh, let's get into it. Ooh. That's not what I was wanting to do, but you know what? I can edit that. And we've got a little bit of lag right now. Yeah, let's fix this. Oh well, not a big deal. It seems to be recording clearly okay, so we'll deal with that just as it is. Okay, so race weekend time. I showed you all the data from there, so I don't think anything has changed. Let's look into car development. What do I have in place right now? Currently I've got a suspension design project just designed to get us to the end of the... what's it called? It's been a couple weeks since I played this game, as I've been trying to plan doing all of this video stuff. But yeah, essentially, yeah, the suspension design is just to get us to the end where we get new wind tunnel time, and then most of the focus for the rest of the season is going to be going into research. If I can do a little bit of development, I might, but I'm not expecting to do a lot kind of thing. And warehouse, let's just quickly check over everything. I've got a new chassis. Projects, manufacture. No current manufacturing projects. Why is that? I've got a new chassis in place. Manufacture, I want to make 3 more. So 8 days, 16 days, 24 days. When's the next race? Compared to now. A week from now. So I want to at least have 1 or 2 done in time for the next week. So let's go back to this. Manufacture. I want 3 more. And I can't quite do emergency. That's too costly and unnecessary. So I'm gonna go with a rushed approach. Just that way I can ensure I've got a second chassis in time for the next race. Good for front wings, good for rear wings, good for side pods, underfloor, suspension, and then let's check. I have a durability plan set in place. Belgium. I'm not expecting to make any changes. In to this race. And yeah, that looks like I'm just gonna keep everything with Gearbox 5. We should be using Gearbox 4. Oh no. He's staying on Gearbox number 5 for this race. We'll be going back to Gearbox number 4 for the Dutch Grand Prix though. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, actually here I have the team standings. Let's see. Obviously, based on the other stands that I showed you, a Red Bull 1 and 2, that's kind of expected. Mercedes is in 3rd. Not really too unexpected, but if you looked at the car performance of the cars and how they're not really too far off within this little pack here. They managed to... Yeah, I guess they've had a little bit of slow development where the other teams have caught up to them. But they still managed to score enough points they should keep a comfortable P3 until the end of the season. And then between Alpine and Alfa Romeo, it's been a coin toss. AlphaTauri did start off really slow, but they've been catching up, so we'll see where that ends mid-year. McLaren and Haas, they've been kind of struggling, picking up points where they can, kind of similar to real life. Although McLaren has done really good in real life with Lando. And then we've just got Williams and Aston Martin at the very, very back, with Alex Albon scoring the points where he was able to take advantage, and then Sebastian Vettel scored points in the one race where he did. Which, actually, I can't remember which race that was. Where was that again? Where did Sebastian Vettel score points at? That was in Canada. Yeah, I shouldn't be too shocked. He scored points in Canada. So much chaos in Canada that, yeah, for a team like Aston Martin to score where Williams almost had a double points finish, for an Aston Martin to score shouldn't be too unexpected. Just gonna take a real quick drink. Now let's go to the race weekend. Now, I'm probably not going to show too much of the practice sessions. I do have a lot of data that I go through.
Bienvenue and welcome to Spa-Francorchamps.
Skip that real quick. I do have a lot of data that I'm going to go through within testing. I'll use the tire information given, but then I'll also test it for myself to figure out the best strategies for myself. So with all that, you can see we're gonna actually have a fully dry weekend. So let's continue sponsors. I don't think I set anything in there because I really haven't been doing any of the extra bonuses. It's too unpredictable kind of thing to do any of that. So let's continue. I'm going to take Latifi out, put it for a chair. Now let's get this ready. I'm going to kind of show you guys what I'm working with whenever I come up with strategies. I haven't come up with one for Belgium yet. I'm going to do all of that though in a very short timeline, but I'll show you kind of what I'm looking at. I'll show you my Hungary one, and then I will come up with one for Belgium. That will be all kind of off camera. So here is the one I actually come up with for Hungary. So you can see I've got all the information, circuits, laps, etc., whatever. I use these custom calculators during practice that I come up with my true expectancy for how long I can take these tires before they get to about that 30% drop-off points. My car setups, I have used the setup calculator that is within the community guides. It's pretty great, I gotta admit. And I'll time the outlap to figure out for qualifying so I don't get stuck in traffic. And then I'll use this tire information here, combine it with the expected laps that tires can go to come up with the best strategy. So you can see I've got all of these different strategy options here for, of course, if it's dry running. And so that's why theory, if for Hungary, for example, I figured the best strategy was to go from one stop medium to hards, or vice versa, hard medium, etc., etc. Either way, the one stop was very, very effective in Hungary. It didn't work for us in the race. We had a wet race, and there's still a lot of uncertainty and things I don't like in how the game kind of predicts the difference between inters and wet. It's kind of unreliable, so we had a very, very poor race where I was expecting tires to stay around intermediate conditions but jumped to full wets and pretty much stayed there, and I think we finished about 3 or 4 laps behind. It did not go good for us in Hungary. So yeah, that's just to show you generally what I'm kind of working with, and then I'm going to come up with one for Belgium, which I will keep off screen. Go back to there. Okay, so I've come up with the best strategies, in my opinion, that I'm going to show you. Now, oh, that's Hungary. Belgium, there we go. So I wasn't actually able to have all of the data. So I didn't actually have all the data. If you notice this yellow here, for whatever reason, when I was in the game screen, they didn't have a set time for the hard tire. It just showed up as 0. So I came up with my best estimate, said it's probably about 0.2 per lap slower than the C3s, and used the same deg loss and was able to calculate out some expected strategies. So what I figured out is overall, probably the best tire to start with is the medium tire. Because looking at all of these expected strategy options, if you're having to use anything to make it last, for performance sake, it seems to be the medium tire. So what I think I'm going to go for, I think I'm going to try and run the medium tires long and aim for this strategy B that I've set for myself. Because, well, it's not the fastest strategy. I've got this strategy A here going with both the mediums and the hards perfectly dead in the middle, 22 laps each. I think Williams being where we are, with being the absolute bottom of the expected car performance, we have to try and kind of hope for something a little bit off to happen kind of thing. So I'm going to try and run these tires long. This actually gives me a good idea. I think I'm going to have Alex run my strategy B, my faster expected strategy of 26 laps on the medium to 18 laps on the softs. And then I'm going to have Latifi just run something completely different, probably something more along the lines of this. Strategy D, although I'll have it here, I might just switch this around. Let's do that real quickly. Like that. 12, 16, that'll bring the time closer to here. So yeah, if I have Alex on this strategy and he can capitalize on maybe a later safety car, and if I got Latifi here and he can capitalize potentially on an early safety car, basically we have to hope for something to happen within this race. But overall, let's take these strategies into practice, test out these tires, test out this fuel, and see what we can kind of come up with. Okay, so looking at the practice section, we're kind of all the way at the bottom. I'm not really expecting a great result for this race, but we've collected some data, figured out some things. I expect that if we do want to run these strategies that I'm wanting to with the soft tires, I can take them for an absolute maximum of 18 laps, which is perfect because my pre-practice sessions, that's kind of what I was hoping to do as a maximum, was 18 laps on the soft tires. So we can achieve that target, as well as the hard tires will go for 38 laps. I'm hoping to not use the hard tires at all. I don't have the hard tires in my plans whatsoever. They don't seem to be the tire for this track, I don't think. I don't really know. My data isn't completely accurate based on what the game gave me. And I figured out I can use 2.2 kilograms of fuel per lap if I'm running Alex Albon at least on neutral. So my expected fuel for the race is 98.8 kilograms. As well, it would actually, based on that calculation, be 96.8. But I want to give them an extra couple kilograms just to give them that little bit of a extra push. Although in the strategy, I am hoping for a safety car, so who knows? But at least off of the line, when the lights go out, they'll be able to attack. Now at setup confidence, Albon already has a 99% confidence after P1, and Pourchaire getting us to a solid 85, but I should be able to push that up to 100 with Latifi, I'd imagine. And Alex, yeah, he'll easily get to 100 by the end of P3. Okay, so at the end of P2, we have very similar results for us, P19 and P20. A sizable gap, almost 6/10, like 5.5 tenths between Albon and Latifi. Pourchaire was much closer to Albon. That's just sad to track. Is it still the same penalties or anything new? Nope, just looks like still the same guys with Bottas, Norris, and Tsunoda. So at the end of P3, we were able to give Alexander Albon, well, both of our drivers, a little bit of glory runs to end it off. So we got Alex Albon up to P10, Nicholas Latifi up to P16, putting not in full-on deploy and attack, but at least letting them be aggressive and an overtake. Here's what I was able to get to them. I don't expect this result in the race. I'm fully expecting qualifying in the race to be doing P19, P20, but we'll see. Incidents will probably happen. And yeah, should be interesting. Okay, so we are back, and obviously it is a different day. I'm wearing different clothes. I might do this from time to time if I'm simply recording these sessions, as I know I can take very long and be very meticulous with my data entering when it comes to practice sessions, qualifying, etc., etc. I think I'll be able to speed it up by the time I get to the second season, hoping a lot of data metrics stay the same on the track. But I imagine my recordings will probably be a little bit longer for my season 1, as simply I'm collecting data myself that I don't know 100% yet, and as much as the game always gives you targets, it's really just a window. So, we finished up practice, and things are not looking good. Going into qualifying, if anything better than P19 and P20 would be a win. But really, I'm not expecting much, and I'm not going to be too disappointed if Nicholas or Alex aren't able to hit markers higher than that. Yeah, it's going to be, it's not going to be a good weekend, I think, for Williams. I think we're too many issues with performance, and where we don't seem to have the top speed we just do not have the top speed that other teams have. And in Belgium, that seems to be really holding us back. Frankly, I don't think the rest of the season is going to go good for us. I think we're going to have to put a lot of focus into research, but fortunately we've been able to pick up enough points that I think we'll be able to hold on to P9 in the Constructors. So, with that said, let's get into qualifying. So we know after everyone's first runs, we're currently in P17 and P19. That would be a huge win for us, but I expect Schumacher to go up, I expect Stroll to go up. It's inevitable. Schumacher moves up into Q2, so as of right now, P19, P20, not too surprising. So yeah, P19, Latifi will probably stay P20. And I'm not going to pretend to be surprised. And why are we still losing frames? So looking at the results of Q1, eliminated our Magnussen, Ricardo, Stroll, Albon, and Latifi. Not really too surprised that we're right at the bottom. I'm not sure why we're losing frames. Okay, so I gotta try this again. Gotta run through the qualifying order. So we ended up down in P18, P19 as we expected, so let's going up to the top. We have Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Leclerc, Hamilton, Bottas, Russell, Zhou, Gasly, Alonso, Ocon, Vettel, Tsunoda, Schumacher, Norris, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Stroll, Albon, and Latifi, of course, at the very back. So based on the car performance going into the weekend, I'd say I would have thought the Ferraris would be a 1-2. And the Red Bulls would be right behind. Clearly they completely run away from the rest of the field, so that's not really too shocking. And I thought AlphaTauri would probably be, I thought Gasly would have a chance to potentially jump into this best of the rest slot. So yeah, I had AlphaTauri, Alpine, Mercedes, and Alfa Romeo there. So we do kind of have those four teams here, although Yuki's kind of really dropped back. Well, only not by much, and then yeah, Vettel had a really good performance. Yeah, McLaren wasn't really expected to be anything. We expected them to be better than Aston, so for them to both beat Stroll isn't surprising, but for Vettel to out-qualify both of them, that one kind of is, so he's still clearly at the top of his game. And let's see, yeah, race expectations. I expect us to stay 19-20 I'll see if I can come up with something based on strategy, but we shall see. Let's see, does this pop up here? Oh, I hate that. So I believe the one I'm looking for is this. So now going into our race, looking at our strategy here, we're gonna have to let's just do that. So going into our race, looking at our strategy here, we're gonna have to hope for something to happen to not finish P19 and 20. I'm gonna be realistic. This race is gonna be a wash. There's absolutely nothing really good to hope for, so I'm thinking we're gonna have to kind of hope something happens. If we're playing normal strategy, expecting to finish points in a competitive car, that might be technically the fastest strategy, but we're gonna have to hope for something different. So I'm gonna split their strategies. I'm gonna give Albon this strategy right here. Have him start on the mediums, carry it basically as long as he possibly can, and then switch to the softs, hope for a safety car kind of thing to happen. And I'm probably gonna have Latifi essentially do the exact same strategy. No, I don't want him to do that. I could have him do this. I could have him do this, but that'd be the same strategy. My hard strategy is basically about the same thing, which is actually just slower, so I don't really see the point in doing it that way. I think I'm going to start Latifi on the hard tires. I'm torn. Let's see, the hard can go for 38 laps, race is 44 laps. I don't know if this race is gonna have a lot of incidents in it. I don't think it will. So I might have him go on the hard strategy, see if we can run it long, and then maybe pull the softs at the end. So I think something along this lines. Although I'm not going to do it 27 laps. I'm going to try and stretch that to longer. Probably something along, maybe looking at the competitive tire times. It's 44 minus 11, 33 laps. So I might try and take Latifi out for 33 laps on the hards. So with all that being said, let's go back into it. This doesn't really tell me if I've dropped any frames. Hopefully I'm not. Okay, so let's figure out their strategies. So yeah, like I said, Latifi I'm gonna have on the hard tires. So let's edit this. Oh, nope. Soft tires and hards to start. Let's take him for 33 laps. And then just be aggressive till the end there. Update strategy A. So based on that, let's give him some backups. All of these he's starting on hard tires, so let's make sure hard tires. Let's give him sauce here, and this one I had him starting on lap 28. So let's keep it just like that. And strategy C. Again, he's starting hard tires because he is starting hard tires mediums. Instead, starting on lap 23. Yeah. Technically, I think this would be the fastest strategy. And it is by a significant margin. But I don't think we have a choice but to gamble with Latifi pretty much all year. So I'm going to put him on strategy A. Essentially hope for an incident to happen late in the race. If it happens early in the race, we might be kind of screwed. So, and fuel. What did I give myself for fuel? Oh, I can't just like pick the amount of kilograms? Okay. Dang. Because I think 102 is the amount of kilograms about what I have it calculated out to be 102.3. So that's a little disappointing that I can't play around with that a little more, similar to how Codemasters games are. Yeah, driving options off the start, always go full attack. Adjustments locked. Yep. Cool. Driver options. Let's get that started off right away. And Albon's strategy, I'm gonna give him the slightly more conservative strategy, just in case he's able to at least battle for a position or two, maybe. I doubt he will be able to in all reality, but gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. If there's a driver who can do it for a team, it's definitely Albon. Oops, I keep on going the wrong way with that. So this strategy would have him pitting around lap 26, so Stid starting on lap 27. There we go, up-to-date strategy A. Okay, so either way, we're expecting the mediums for him. Okay, let's give him a medium to hard strategy right here. Mediums to hards. Go on lap 23. For whatever reason he takes that strategy, he'll be attacking on the hards. So yeah, you can see that strategy is technically faster, but we have to hope for something to happen, essentially. And let's see, what else can we do with him? That would potentially be an option. So we got mediums to softs, mediums to hards. I don't think he really has any other choice but to do those strategies. Okay. We might have to come up... Yeah, it's going to be a dry race the entire race. I'm trying to think. So strategy C. Starting on mediums. Best thing to do if he's doing a multi-stint race would be to finish on the sauce after lap 33. Worst case scenario, if there's a safety car, excuse me, that comes out. Let's see, a little bit of lag, but we can deal with that. Strategy C. It thinks that this strategy is 2 minutes faster? Is that what it's saying? That's a significant margin. 1832. Something doesn't feel right about that. It can't be a full 2 minutes faster. No. That's... Why is it expecting Latifi to finish 5 minutes ahead of Albon? Something there is not right. Okay, Codemasters, I'll let them work themselves out with that, but I am not sticking with those estimated times whatsoever. Because, yeah, like, based on this estimate, yeah, Albon's lap times would start falling off around lap 25, but by a few laps later he's getting onto fresh softs that will take him to the end. Yeah, I don't buy this whole 5 minutes faster. That's bull crap. Now I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if now would be a good time to take potentially a penalty too, since we're starting P19, P20 anyways. Let's look at the next race. Okay, so durability. I have it all mapped out of what I'm wanting to do. So we're at Belgium. We're looking at taking penalties in Italy for Albon. And same goes for Latifi. Let's see. Am I expecting to be competitive at Italy either? Yeah, no, Italy looks like it's also going to be a rough track for us. Then, so I think I'm just going to savor penalties for Italy. And let's get on with the race. I'm probably going to pause the race at a couple moments. I'll see how the recording goes. And, yeah, let's do it.
I don't want to tempt fate, but there are quite a few clouds overhead as we look at the lineup on the grid. Here we have Alexander Albon. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. Next up for the team, it's Latifi. They're starting in the bottom half of the grid today.
Starting P19.
You can hear the excitement in the crowd here at the Belgian Grand Prix.
Oh yeah, I forgot a couple drivers at penalties.
And it's lights out, and away we go!
Latifi's camera. I'm gonna hit pause here very quickly, just while I set up my my other little webcam. So very quickly resuming, I think things are set up ever so slightly better. So let's hop on board with Latifi. I don't think him or Albon moved up any spots whatsoever. Let's see, Albon taking a look on Stroll, but I'm not really expecting it to result in much. Strategies. Alrighty. So no position movement off of the top. No one's really doing moves. Reports, standings. So yeah, it can show us. Lando's already moved up. No big movers. Speed this up to 2 times. Let's see PSL tires. Latifi's the only driver on the hards. Oh, let's put them both on their strategies now. Norris is trying to make a move on GP, but they're just not having it. Everything's as it's supposed to be. So Stroll's fallen away from Magnussen, but Albon's at least keeping with Stroll, so I'm wondering if we can just hold Albon the whole.
McLaren gain a position. Let's take a look at the replay. Watch
Norris
this. We're looking at Lando Norris.
Lando with a nice little bit of things there. Ooh, Latifi tried to battle the fact that I think that's just the difference in the tires.
And they clear it.
Difference
Big
in the cars
for
too.
them, and a race
McLaren's
position
definitely
gain.
a better car right now.
And that.
I don't like that view. We never need to see that view. I don't care what's going on with the team in the garage. So Norris definitely moved very quickly onto the back of Albon. I don't think we really got to worry about ERS for this race. All throughout practice and everything, it didn't really move, so I don't mind keeping it.
Use DRS.
Sweet. Let's see, is it working already? No, it's not working already. Hopefully at the top of all these. Three wide, almost. Right on the back of the TV there. Oh, there it is.
It's shocking.
Is it though? Is it though, Nicholas?
Keep the head down. Keep the head down. Don't know what we have left.
Yeah, I saw in the back just ever so bit. I can save our race. Right on the back of him though. That's where they doesn't have quite the same understanding as, say, Codemaster. Look at that view, though. That is actually beautiful to watch. All those hanging on back and scrolling north, right on the
I don't know what happened.
Let's see if we lost another spot.
A position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, it's Bottas. Bottas is really going to try and make it work here. Oh, look at this! Albon's making a move on Stroll. Is his DRS already closed? Why is it closed so early? That doesn't make any sense. At least Stroll isn't catching up to that. Magnus and Ricardo in front of him. I think that could be our one chance to overtake his ass. Norris is putting a lot of pressure on. Tsunoda's right there with him. I kind of wish there was a way to kind of let Tsunoda through and then just like have him almost behind us so he can pull through. Because I think Tsunoda and Bottas are the fastest of cars back here, definitely. If they're not in the points, they're honestly going to be disappointed by the end of this race, I would think. So Tsunoda did not have a good qualifying, so who knows. Absolutely nothing, really. Just Apple present, clear at the front, have a solid gap. Sainz is surprisingly dropped back. Wondering what's happened with him that he's happened to get stuck behind the Mercedes. Let's speed this up a little bit. Because I believe they've got the straight line advantage on them. So I don't know why he's not overtaking him in the DRS section. I wonder if he keeps on overtaking him in that first DRS section and just Hamilton keeps on getting him back in this section. I have to think that's maybe what's happening. Oh! Albon makes a move. Oh, they're side by side. Come on, Albon. Ah. I saw it on the leaderboards and got excited for a second. What's going on for the fuel? Oh, Albon's actually used quite a bit of battery, so I'm going to put him on neutral. And Latifi is so far back that there's no point. I'll just put him on neutral also. Let's see, how's he doing for strategy? As expected, and as expected. So let's go back to Albon. Let's see if he can make a move on Stroll this time, as Norris is trying to make a move. Nothing. I think he's just being so defensive against Norris that he can't really do anything to Stroll, although Stroll's actually now on the back of Rick, who's now on the back of Magnussen. I think Albon's missed his chance. The one thing that's saving him is the fact that it's a big DRS train. Well, just got past Sonoda. I think that's going to be the tough one to defend against. If Bottas can get past Norris, which I think he will at some point. I think all of these cars are going to get past Albon at some point, but we'll see. Look at this DRS train. Oh my. Change the angle. Just watch that up ahead there. Ricardo and Magnussen are just battling, slowing themselves down, which is bringing the pack together. Minus Latifi, who's just consistently falling away. Latifi's gonna hope for a safety car though. That's all he can do. Sector 2, yellow flag. What happened?
Oh, did someone run wide there?
Sainz ran wide.
We can
Oh,
take
he
a
actually
look
lost
now.
a few spots.
Let's have another look. Sainz is the focus
ran
here.
wide.
Goodness me.
Oh,
They're completely off the racing line.
Gravel. It looks like Gasly got right on the back of him too. That's going to be frustrating. If anyone's trying to go for any moves, I'd have to think McLaren. There's just not enough advantage from that DRS, it seems. Nine. Absolutely. Bottas is right on the back of Norris, so. Absolutely right there. Let's see. Oh, Norris might be making a move on Albon right now. Oh, I think Albon got a little bit of the grass there. A little bit defensive. He's able to push Norris back just a little bit at the bus stop as it's too tight to even attempt a move, so Norris plays it safe. So hopefully this doesn't mean Albon's dropping back. Looks like it is. Oh, what's happened to Sonoda? He's really fallen away. Oh, Stroll and Magnussen swap positions. I really expected the Haas to be a much better car than it seems to be doing on this weekend. I thought they would be ahead of McLaren's and ahead of the Aston Martins, but it just not seems to be the case right now. It's As Albon's getting right on the back of Magnussen now. That interval can't be right. I'm trying to think of where I can use maybe a little bit of harvest, because I think some of these drivers could fall away, but I don't want to risk going into harvest mode and just completely losing it and then suddenly falling behind like Norris and Bottas or something like that. You know, it looks like we're battling a little bit right now, but that was a weird line. That was a very weird line for Albon to take through Poulon there. Let's maybe go back to some better view. Yeah, Albon's just getting so defensive. He's really falling away from Magnussen when he does that. I think that part right there is where he catches back up to him, simply because there's too much traffic and there's such a tight space. Let's see how things are holding for strategy. About halfway through Albon's stint. See that I'm going soft tires of this group. Yeah, Magnussen and Norris. So we're really going to have to watch for them to pit, because we're going to have to catch up to Ricardo whenever that happens. And that's going to be a very, very tough ask. Oh, we have the first car to pit, and Perez and Hamilton. Let's see where they fall back out here. I don't think that was a good strategy call for them. Let's see, Perez is right in the middle of traffic now. They probably make very, very quick work of this Alpine, I'd imagine, but still, I don't think that's the right strategy then. Go back to Albon. Oh, Bottas got past Albon. Oh, there's been...
Alfa Romeo just moved
a
up
lot
a
of
place.
mix-ups happened there.
Let's see
with,
what happened there. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one.
Lewis came out right in the middle of it, stirred up the order a bit. Is that Norris in front also? I hope not. Don't tell me Norris got in front. Okay. Norris, there's something really weird with these intervals. I need to check that out. Why is Norris in 18th? Did he? Oh, he did it. He used his pit stop. So that means Magnussen is still out. Oops. No, that was 1-2. Just 1 times for now. Albon needs to stay with Bottas. They're both on the same tires. So if he can just hang on to his tail, that'll be very, very good for Albon.
Just use the overtake.
Yep, copy.
Oh, this is right on the back of Magnussen. They're already very much battling for positions. Magnussen staying with Ricardo? No. At the least, Magnussen is not staying with Ricardo. That should help us, but I need to use overtake. I'm gonna have to push on fuel right now. I can't have Albon drop it away from Magnussen. Oh, Russell's in the pits. Where's he gonna come out? This is where it's time for Albon
And
to
McLaren
harvest.
with a great overtake.
Yeah, I don't care about Latifi. Latifi's essentially being sacrificed for this race. I'm not expecting anything from either of the drivers really, but Albon has a chance. I think Albon has a chance. Sainz is into the pits. Just gonna keep Albon in harvest for now. Let him benefit from this DRS. Oh, that's a bad spot for Sainz to come out. But, well, we're not battling him. Alonso's on fresher tires. I'm not expecting to be competitive with him.
Alpine just advanced. Let's have a look. Now watch this. Here's
I didn't even
Alonso's
realize
car.
Alonso was there. That's a very good move by him. It's a very good move from Alonso. Oh shoot. I'm gonna hit pause on my recording for a second. He's too far back. These guys can battle.
Alpha Tauri gained a place.
Multiple cars crashed. Red flag. Session suspended. Cars return to the pit.
Here's the replay. Now let's look. We're watching Nicholas Latifi.
Oh! Latifi, what happened? Looked like he kind of got pushed, but still. So that's. Latifi's the only car that's out. He got pushed, it looked like. Okay. Yeah. Terminal. At least we didn't take penalties with him. Okay. So we're on lap 18. We have not a safety car, but that's a full-on red flag. Through 18 laps. And we need to last. We need to last 26 laps. Oh, if we had started on the soft tires, this would have been the perfect strategy for us. I think we've got no choice but to go for the hards. So let's do a quick little measurement over here on the screen. I know you guys can't see it, but whatever. So 26 laps. Wait, 46.5. That's a stint of about 47 minutes and 27 seconds. Or we could do a couple of soft tire stints. That'd be about 10 seconds longer. So best strategy is just go into the hard tires. The rest of the race. Oh my, is it gonna sit here for 20 minutes?
We're set once more, and soon we'll continue this race. And it's lights out, and away we go.
I have to check out of curiosity. So everyone's on fresh tires. Oh, I have a feeling at this point we're gonna get absolutely swamped because everyone's gonna be able to make it to the end of the race. Let's get him on all the right settings.
Let's reduce lifting close.
Yep, copy.
Magnussen, Latifi, and Tsunoda all came
Nice work.
into the place. Albon just overtook Sainz there.
And a new position, just
On the
gained
hard
by
tire.
Williams. Let's take a look at the replay. Now watch this. Here's the moments
even behind
involving
on the
Albon.
exit. Sainz is just a really horrible exit coming out of that turn. Wow.
Moving up a place there. The driver's team there cheering.
Okay. I'll see, I'm gonna put him into neutral right away.
You can afford to drop back.
View.
Copy.
Parts. Creating strategy. So now he's gonna yeah, go on to that for the rest of the race. Good, that'll make it to the end. Let's see who's in front. Ricardo could do us a favor and hold up everyone. Ooh, Vettel's right up in the mix now. It's not gonna. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. That brings Aston Martin too close to comfort. At the least, I don't have to worry about managing Latifi now. I expected to have him to have a poor race, but not quite that poor. What happened to Magnussen? They must have some major... He's got no front wing. And Tsunoda's have half a front wing. What the heck? Did they have another incident, or are they... Reports, events. Red flags.
Who's running wide there? Let's take a closer look. Daniel Ricciardo involved here.
And just ran wide.
They go wide, right off the
Had to wait
racing
for Stroll
line.
to come past. Okay. That's actually, I think, kind of bad for us. So I was hoping this bottle would be the kind of guy to hold up, put a cork in the bottle a little bit. At the least, I'm just watching Vettel right now, and Hamilton's right on the back of him. And that's going to be up to Ocon. Another Norris now. What is going on with the McLarens? This is just a very bad lap for them.
They've gone wide.
Sainz is lining up a move. Albon will probably go defensive. Don't do it. Just let him through. Don't ruin a race. But I think, lucky for us, I think DRS starts on this lap. Yeah! Or was it already going? Let's watch Hamilton. He's gonna line up a move now. Another driver's locked up. Safety car. Serve, harvest. Magnuson's in the pits.
There's contact!
Cars
It's
crashes.
chaos on the track!
Do they
We
crash
can
into
take
each
a
other?
look now. Now look at this. Daniel Ricciardo involved here.
That's Ricardo. Locked up. And just sent Norris to the Shadow
there's-
Realm. Okay, so that...
Okay, it's a safety car.
Yeah. It's... Too much has to happen for there to be really any benefit in pitting at this point. I don't think there's much of a point. No one's gonna pit. And I think we can at least stay defensive and maybe try and hold positions. I think that's our best bet. Not much else we can do. Well, that's weird. Alright. Everyone's just gonna be catching up to the safety car, so let's speed it up. Ricardo in the pits, yep. He hopes to change his win. Magnussen still has no front wing. And Tsunoda's going to the Did he just not have a backup wing? I'm curious to. I want to watch Tsunoda's pit stop. Is he getting a new wing? Please tell me he's getting a new wing. Starting with Hamilton. No new front wing for Tsunoda. So him and Magnussen are going to be rolling around with no wing. Keeps us up behind the safety car crew.
The safety car will be in this lap.
Yes.
Okay, reduce lift and coast.
Okay.
If you've got any pace left, it'll be good now.
Yes.
That looks so kind of weird. Albon was the only one not in line there. He's already falling so far back. Hamilton's past Vettel now. Good. Good. We're gonna have some poor races, but I just need Aston Martin to also have a pretty poor race. So Norris and Latifi, the two retirements so far, but I don't really think those are their fault per se. So after lap 29, I'll probably be analyzing some more lap times. race kind of going into chaos is Albon's just going to be able to push the entire rest of the race. That's the only thing that's going to save him. I just hope he can stay ahead of Stroll. That's really my only goal. Yeah, Magnus and Tsunoda are basically relevant in this race at this point.
DRS enabled.
Alright, good. This might save us from signs as... Oh, car spun. Oh, Schumacher.
Currently yellow at 7.
Let's have a look. Right, watch this. There's Schumacher. They lose it there. That's the spin.
Too early.
The team are devastated. They'll be questioning.
It might as well be... Oh, what a poor race for the Haas guys. But I guess they didn't come prepared with extra front wings. Schumacher's kind of taking themselves out of the line a little bit. I just need Albon to stay with Alonso. Oh, we're right on the back of Vettel at this point. Okay, new target, overtake Vettel. By any means. That's for a point position. Okay, I don't expect to hold that, not with signs behind us. But hey, that would be nice. Something could still happen with the guys in front. Still about 19 laps to go. 18, I think, actually. Something like that. It's going to 2 times now, we'll just kind of watch. I won't be shocked if at any moment the sign just kind of dives up the side. Nothing we can really do about that, he's in the faster car. Should see Alonso go past Vettel on this turn. Vettel is just so defensive, although Alonso still gets the move done. That was fun to watch. Sainz is right on the back of us. We just need to not lose Vettel. Oh, I think we might have lost the DRS there. Yep, we did. Alright, Sainz is gonna go past us on this. That's perfectly okay. We just need to follow him. Come on, Sainz, make the move. Oh, you're killing me, Sainz. Don't give Stroll a chance to catch up. Carlos is having an awful race. Can't get past the Williams. As much as I know it should be like, yes, good for us and the Williams. Oh, that's really, really poor to watch. He should be in a podium position this race. Ferrari have, based on my calculations, the best car for this weekend. There's no reason he shouldn't be battling for the win. And instead, he's not even in the points.
Ferrari, advance the race position.
Just stay right on the back of him, let him catch back up to Vettel. Make him do all the work. Hopefully we don't lose him within the lap, but that can very well happen. If the At least Stroll is dropping back. Let's see, how much are we losing this? That's the next section. Okay, almost a full tenth along that straight. That's not the end of the world. Look at that. I just got 3/10 back. Don't overtake him. I'm gonna put you in the harvest just in case. I want you to just hold on to the back of him. That is my strategy for the rest of this race. Oh, we're now 29. Distance a full minute back behind Schumacher. That's painful to watch. How is Sainz falling away from Vettel? That doesn't make sense. Can't imagine Alonso's that much quicker than Sainz right now. He shouldn't be. If he is, that's kind of sad. Oh! I went onto him at the right moment. Let's see. Next round. What in the glitch was that?
They've crashed out! Let's
What
see
did
what
I
happened
just
there.
see?
Now look at this. It was the Alpha Tauri driver involved. That crash is terrible news
Did
for
he
the
take off
team.
the other part of his wing there, I wonder? That would be funny. Oh, no, it's still there. That's a Red Bull. Is that Verstappen?
Yellow ahead.
Let's take a look at the replay. Now here we see
He
Max
just lost it
Verstappen.
himself.
What a spin!
Like it was right on the back of him, though.
Tires have been coming down.
Copy. Understood.
I've created enough of a gap that it doesn't even matter. Let's go back 2 times. Don't make the move. No, you jerk. We don't need to lose time to Vettel. That's our target. I forgot I was supposed to go back to neutral. Oh well. It's alright, we'll have DRS here. Another crash. Crash.
Yellow ahead. Yep.
Here's the
Stroll.
replay. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin. Ooh, a nasty crash
Oh.
there.
He just mimicked his best Sonata.
You can afford to drop back.
We're gonna have to hope Magnussen doesn't get in the way of us. Perez and Leclerc battling for the lead. Verstappen's just completely falling away now. That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Oh,
Let's take a
we just
closer
went on
look.
Schumacher
Now
right at
just
the perfect
focus
time.
on the Haas.
See, he locked, barely avoided Ricardo.
And that's an off. And a
I like how
big
walking
off.
up made him take the corner so much faster.
That's going to be a big blow to the team. Will they be able to recover? We'll see.
Doesn't look like any damage. Walked up. Right here. Alonso. No!
Oh, big lock up there. We can take a look now. Okay, so there we have the Alpine.
Oh,
Oh, they've lost it. They've locked up.
Almost took out his teammate. He just had to wait for the rest of the cars to pass.
And the team had such high hopes today.
Until that point, he was having a pretty good race.
Full deploy.
Yep, copy.
Alonso's already catching up very fast. Dang it, that sucks. I was just hoping to sit right on the back of Sainz, and now he's catching Vettel. Frickin' Magnussen getting right in the way, though. Leader, Vettel. I don't think I'll have to worry about any more lap cars, though. The next one is Stroll. We're gonna have to lose half of a lap. Which is possible. Magnussen pitting again. I'm curious to see what they do with no front wing. Magic lift. The magic lift. Retire this car. How many stops has it made? 4. He's gonna catch him by the end of the race. I don't think I'm gonna be able to stop him in the DRS. At least it's been a pretty good race. Fuel hasn't been a concern. Super good DRS. Yep. As you can see, signs of better. Did I speak too soon? No, still too soon.
Okay, keep pushing, keep pushing.
You know what? All in all, this is still a decent race for him.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
He's kept his nose clean. That's really all that matters for him right now. Second is Schumacher. So our tires are right in line with the medium runners. I would have liked to have been on the medium tires, but I suppose us pushing probably make a difference. Let's just go 2 laps at this point. Now overtake him. Maybe Alonso can catch up to Vettel. How has Sainz not gotten past him? Carlos in the pits. Alonso is slowly catching up to Vettel and Sainz, but I don't think it'll be enough. Vettel has to have some crazy straight line speed or something. really fallen out of the DRS just yet. We're getting risky of it. Come on, Alonso. Push for us. You can do it. Put him to overtake for a couple laps. Don't want to take the risk. I think 13th is exactly where we're going to end up. I don't think we're going to go higher. I don't think we're going to go lower. But why take the risk, right? Might as well have the best laps we can. Albon's just barely keeping in the DRS. Alonso is catching up. Sainz is just so slow this race. Ferrari has to be very disciplined. Leclerc is in the lead now. I mean, kind of as he should be, but you have to feel something happened with Perez where he just butchered it, as Verstappen looks like he's about to get back up into the second spot on the podium. Well, I guess Perez right now is their championship leader, so they might be letting them battle. Is this Magnussen again? Come on! Oh no, Tsunoda. Oh, good. I think that's Magnussen. Oh, no. This is weird. Magnussen just cost us another spot. Once again. Screw you, Kevin Magnussen. He single-handedly, he did cost us a chance at a point. I think we could have been battling for Sainz with that 10th spot, because we were good at just keeping on his tail. Alonso's faster than Sainz. I don't know why Magnussen and Tsunoda stayed out. I think they, Frontier needs to find a way to develop the AI car so that they know when to retire. Magnussen and Tsunoda basically aren't in this race. I'm surprised Tsunoda's having such a hard time keeping up with Magnussen. Magnussen has no front wing, Tsunoda at least has half a front wing.
You can afford to drop back.
Okay.
So this tires just a bit. I'll have him go full deploy. Go on a little glory last lap. Let's see what you can do. Alonso's gonna get Vettel.
We're happy to push on if we can.
Yep, copy.
So one more lap.
Yes.
Just use the overtake.
Yep, copy.
Oh no, that's just Alonso and Vettel. He's actually making up time to Alonso. Vettel just must be really slow right now. Either way, it's still going to be a disappointing race for Aston Martin as they finished just outside of the points. They had an opportunity. They really had an opportunity, but they just kind of blew it. Well, I wouldn't say they blew it. They just didn't have a car to be competitive, but they were close.
Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is today's winner. Let's see what happened there. And there
Really
it
had a nice
is.
little bounce
A
back
win
performance.
for
I think
Charles
Verstappen
Leclerc.
would have won it if
Without doubt, a stellar
didn't have a
performance.
spin.
Something that'll be seen as a real highlight this season.
that's great for him. I don't think I've seen this camera before. Another car is spun. Well.
Yellow ahead.
Let's
Russell.
take a look at the replay. Now let's look at this. Here's George Russell.
Oh, that definitely. Going into the last
dear, oh dear,
turn,
oh
you
dear.
lost
The
1,
car-
2 spots at least. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Did he finish tied with Gasly? That's curious.
That's the flag.
So first. Interval. Yeah, I guess Gasly and Russell finished at the exact same time. That's insane. Alright. Let's finish this out then.
What a pleasure it was to watch Alex Albon on the track. And an amazing result to
Going
match.
back to this webcam. So running you back through the race order. Got Charles Leclerc, probably before going into the weekend, I would have expected to be the winner of the race. Ended up winning the race and getting the fastest lap. Followed by Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen to round out the podium. Guan Yu Zhou and Valtteri Bottas in P4 and 5. Bottas easily with the driver of the day, moving up 15 spots from all the way at the back to get 10 points. Gasly, George Russell has to be disappointed after that late spin. Lewis Hamilton, Ocon, Sainz, Vettel just missing the points, thankfully for us. Alonso, Albon, Schumacher, Ricciardo, Stroll, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Norris, and Latifi at the back. Yeah, so 2 technically DNFs. I might discount Magnussen and Tsunoda. I'm gonna have to watch back the footage to see who was truly at fault for that. Accidents involving all of them. I know the game penalized Tsunoda, but I'll review it for myself to truly check out and review potential driver rating. And let's see, changes in the driver standings. So Charles Leclerc jumps Verstappen to take P2. And so let's see, and Guan Yu Zhou with a big jump into P11th, dropping down Ricciardo, Tsunoda, and Norris. And we all stay the same at the back. Looking at the constructors, Alfa Romeo has jumped Alpine into 4th. They had a really, really strong race. that was a really strong race for Alfa Romeo. I do think they have potentially the car to keep 4th place, but we'll have to see. I think, yeah, Alfa Romeo has what I think currently the 3rd strongest car, so I think they'll stand 4th. Yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna stop my recording on that and see if I can try and piece together into worthy episode to watch, and hopefully not too much lagging within the first part of the stream. Thank you.